So let us continue. Sorry, I've been caught up with some other things. You know, I'm a teacher online and face to face. I'd promised you to give you this on the following day, but be as it may, let me do it now. My apologies for lying and for being unprofessional. I hope you guys will forgive me. So, Heritage Studies Paper 2, November 2023. So we did the section A last time, and section A spanned from number 1 to number 6. So we are going to do section B. Under each section B, both you have to answer 2 questions in these sections to normally complete this paper. But we are not going to answer 2. We are going to answer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is number 7 to 11. And each question carries 20 marks. So what is important, the other thing, which is basically important, is to know the mark allocation. So the mark allocations help you to pinpoint the rightful, or to give the rightful information, which is in line with the mark allocation. What I'm saying is, if you are asked to answer according to 8 marks, then answer accordingly, because the duty of an exam is to harvest all the marks, right? So number 7, without further ado, without wasting much of your time, number 7A reads, describe any 4 causes of the Anglo-Ndebele War. That's the beauty of heritage study. Heritage studies is fine. Why? Because it incorporates geography, it incorporates history. So once you have information, the historical information from the missionary activities, the first Chimrenga, second Chimrenga, causes of the Chimrenga, pioneer column, you know, the resistance of the Ndebele, Anglo-Ndebele War from 1893 to 1894. It's just the bread and butter. You're just good to go. So what were the causes of the Anglo-Ndebele War? Remember that Anglo-Ndebele War was the war which happened, which took place between the Anglo means Britain, then with the Ndebele. I think I would rather give a brief background thereof of the colonization process. So varungu wakauya havana kucolonize Zimbabwe yese. Ndizvo vakatanga kusvikira kumashonaland, because pakaitika vana rat concession paya vakabuda mustate vasinganyatsonzwana naLobengula, ende Lobengula angatoridha futi vanhu kuti vanhu vanga vandivhara. So the Anglo-Ndebele War was to herald the total colonization of Zimbabwe. Because Zimbabwe by then was divided into 2. There was Mashonaland and Matabeleland. They had completed the Mashonaland party. The Matabeleland party ndoyanga yasara, of which it was in the straw in the park. They had to fight to the Ndebele. So it is against this background that I would like to give you the causes of the Anglo-Ndebele War. It's worth 8 marks. So what is the point here is you have to mention a cause and explain it. You mention a cause and explain it. Then you get, so it's like for the 4 causes, for each and every cause, you get your 2 marks. So need for the gold is another, is the first cause, need for the gold. The second, rand. So the British South African Company hoped more of the yellow metal, and there were some rumors that even Lobengula's capital or palace was built on a hill of gold. So they wanted that gold. Remember, the company shares were also dropping. Yanga yatu hapa duze nekubroka inonzi Bisaki. So yanga yakutsvaga zvinhu zvekuti ikurumidze yawana chi, vaitotsvaga zvinhu zvekuti vakurumidze vawana mari. Handiri kuona mezi dzacho. So they needed that gold. So another thing is the boundary dispute. The whites gave an unacceptable boundary to the Ndebele, and they kept on shifting the boundary. Because Ndebele vainzi vainoraid among my areas, or vainoitawo zvimwewo zvavaiita nemashona. They didn't know about the boundaries. So whites ndo vakatoisa the boundary, right, kuti vatangise muromo. Vainga vaida, because kuti vangotange kuataka maNdebele, the international community would attack them. So they wanted to find a casus belli, or they wanted to find a justifiable reason why they would attack the Ndebele. So vakatanga kuita nyaya boundary yo, kuti takuisira boundary, makangokrosa boundary roro makutikanganisa zvinhu zvedu, you know. So there was also desire to control the Shona by the Ndebele. The Ndebele wanted to control the Shona. The whites again wanted to control the Shona. Because the whites, when they were in Mashonaland, they opened some mines and some farms. Vavaita kuti mango Mashona atange kushanda imomo. Ofuchi Mandebele aitoti Mashona yanotibhadhara tribute vanhu vedu. So at the end of the day, zvakangonzi ngatirwe tione kuti mukuru ndiani anocontrola Mashona, you know. There were also the Victoria incidents. There were so many talk of the Chief Bere issue, the telegraph the situation, the telegraph wire situation, the Gomala incident. So you touch into each and every point, right, and expurgate it. So explain any 3 lessons that we can learn from the Anglo-Ndebele War. So we are raising 3 lessons, then explain them. That's how we are going to get our 6 marks. So what lessons can we get, right? We get the lessons of unity, teamwork. Because in a war you have to be united. There should be teamwork, there should be collaboration, there should be resistance, there should be what can I say, courage, that is not to give up, right? Right, courage not to give up. We have like fighting skills, war strategies, strong leadership, governance skills, a great deal of patriotism. Like when you talk of patriotism in a war, you have to fight for your own country. You know, that's another thing that you have to learn from it. Yes. So let us move on to C. Explain any 3 measures that can be put in place to promote awareness of Zimbabwe's liberation struggle. Kuti ziye kwatakabva, kuti nyika yedu yakabva nehondo, inyika Europa. What can we do? Let's say mwana 4 years or 5 years. Toita taziziye say about kwatakabva, right? So we raise awareness, education awareness, even that teaching of heritage studies. Because heritage studies is not the same as history in nyika. Then we have to create documentaries, films on liberation events. We also have to develop literature on liberation struggle, like I think panana zvairwadza wasara manovi waya ndizvo zvinototi vanhu vaziye about kuti hondo yaifamba sei ndizvo, visiting liberation war sites and education tours. I think even according to the syllabus we are asked to do so. Then visiting Independence Day celebrations too, you know. That's quite important. So let us move on to 8. 8 says, describe any 4 ways through which religious groups contribute to the socialization process at community level. So religion is also a socializing agent. Religion inobatsiridza pakukudza vanhu in society, just like other socializing agents, like the community itself, like the media. Because the media shape life yemunhu, unogona kutotaura zvino, unogona kutotedzerera mapfekero anoita munhu waona pa TV, you know. That's how media socialize people. So the family is also a socializing agent. The workplace is also a socializing agent. You are who you are. The school is also a socializing agent. So this question asks about religion, and religion socializes people in different ways. You cannot separate their religion in social life. For example, vanogara vakasunga madhuke white ari musocial life yake, uchitomona achifamba achipinda muPick n Pay kana kuti achipinda muSpar ndizo achikwira kombi anenge akasunga dhuka rake uri masowe, even asiri kumasowe, you know. So that's how they are socialized, how they are groomed. Even some people vanongogara vakapfeka formal. It's because of how kuchechi kwavo vanonzi, because you have to be presentable in front of people. So like, how does religion socialize the people, you know? There are so many ways. You have to explain each and every point to get your 8 marks. So you raise 4 points, then you explain them. Point explanation, you get your 2 marks. Point explanation, 2 marks. Point explanation, 2 marks. Point explanation, 2 marks. I said this 4 times. So that's like 8 marks for you. So religion brings people together. It fosters unity and solidarity. It provides platform for members to share experience in their spiritual work, you know. Religion nobatsiridza even to strengthen each other. Zvangofanira kuti mumwe wenyu akafirwa ndizvo munononyaradzana. It guides and provides counseling, and it helps people to be disciplined, gives punishment for misconduct, and it helps in nation building and promotes peace and provides recreational activities to its members, and it promotes atinoti social virtues. Kana tichiti social virtues kuti munhu anzi ari apa akamira apa ane hunhu, religion inobatsiridza futi. And religion futi, it can help financially and material assistance. Tine vanhu vari kubhadharwa ma-school fees nemachechi nechi, you know, that's a religion for you. So 8b says, explain any 3 ways in which religious groups in Zimbabwe are making a positive contribution towards the economic growth of the country. You have to read very well. You have to know the difference between political involvement and social involvement and economic involvement. So apa tirongobata economic ndezvipi zvine chekuita nekuwandudza upfumi hwevanhu zviri kuitwa nema-religion. That's what is being said here. So religions are assisting the poor through clothes and food donations. They are also providing shelter for orphans and refugees. They offer scholarships and even take vocational programs. When you talk mabasa emaoko ndizvo pane ma-religion ari kuita zvekudzidzisa vanhu kugadzira ma-detergents, kudzidzisa vanhu kugadzira masofa, kudzidzisa vanhu kugadzira magetsi ndizvo. And you know, religious buildings are used for community gatherings and events. Pane mamwe ma-religious buildings ekuti vanhu vakumashandisa sekuitira pamachechi, mabusiness nechi, you know. So they also facilitate in voluntary community programs. Guys, some of these things are so general, but you just have to think outside the box. So 8c, explain any 3 measures that can be taken to address the conflict that arises as a result of religious differences. Toita say ndizo kuti tisolve ma-issues angangobuda kana kuti vanhu vakanetsana due to religion. Tine nyaya yema-splits chaiwo and mamwe ma-splits unozonzwa kuti ningaurayiwa, ningapondwa. Yes, we've seen it mumachechi. Ndaibopinda kuanglican takatombosplita. I think you know AFM also splitted. Zvinoitika mumachechi izvo. So and nyaya dzacho dzinozopedzisira dzakutoinvolva police nema-courts. Wapona, ndo patiri kuti how can we solve these issues? Takupinza legislation mutemo. And educating awareness campaigns, because the religion inofanira kuva iri exemplary in society. Vanhu vangabatanidzwa sei in society iwo vamachechi acho achirwa, you know. So the religion must be exemplary. Nyika ndopa inenge yakutopindira kuti zviite normal, you know. Heavy fines, you know, arbitration and banning religious groups that promote or perpetuate conflicts. Yes. And you must also urge people to uphold the religious tolerance, you know. Kutoudza vanhu kuti vakomana ngatisimbisane, ngatisaite zvinhu zvine violence mukati and stuff, you know. So number 9a, describe any 4 causes of gender-based violence. Ndezvipi zvinoita kuti vanhu vapondane mungava muma-relationship kana mumbawo. Number 1, unfaithfulness. People fight over infidelity. Ukangonyora kuti unfaithfulness chete ka uri kupiwa 1 mark ndizvo. But ukazoti unfaithfulness, people fight over infidelity. Kutoti yo anonoka kuuya mumba obva watoti bho nezipoto. Ofuchi nyaya dzevanhu dzinonetsa kupindira. Uzinozoona wese. Right. So unfaithfulness, people fight over infidelity. Vanhu vanorowana nenyaya dzi. So unonyora kuti unfaithfulness in which people fight over infidelity. Kuti umwe anogona munoonerana mameseji. Apana. Togonotora message chitobva kugirlfriend yakanzi daddy ndizuro mama makanyanya daddy makaita basa makauya negrocery. Urikona message iyo toneka vanhu ndotanga kutokinditsana mudeni. So poverty again, yes, less availability of needs creates conflict, and that's true, because pane nzara pese anoiza aitangi hainetsi. Ndosaka chinoti pamwe pacho vakadzi anogona kunge achitoziva kuti murume wangu ane boyfriend, ane girlfriend. Amazuva ano pane varume vane maboyfriend futi. Kana zvirunzi varume vari kuchita vasi kuchita nevakadzi chete, magays. Pasi rapinduka kaidza mhindupindu. So less availability of needs creates conflict again. Nzara chaiyo. So umwe mukadzi anogona accepta kuti inini murume wangu ane girlfriend, but at least firiji yakazara nechikafu. Zvinogona kunzwisika. Kwete kuti 1 riri kuita zvemagirlfriend, 2 harisi kutenga chingwa padheni, fight yacho inenge isingaperi. So technology again, watching violent programs ndizvo. And sometimes some television programs or soaps promotes cheating. It normalizes cheating. Zvangofana nezvema-single mothers zviri kuitika mazuva ano. Vamwe vanhu haisi nyaya yekuti vada kutozoita ma-single mother, vangone chimwe chidhiniwe because it's now being normalized, you know. Modern laws like destroyed the culturally accepted ways of creating friction. And some cultures promote male dominance at the expense of females. So sometimes male dominance yacho inobudiswa pakutorowa mukadzi. Male dominance ndeye kuratidza kuti uri murume pane vamwe varume uchirowa mukadzi. Yes, something like that. So B, Explain any 3 ways in which gender-based violence affect communities in Zimbabwe. Affect us same communities. Number 1, there's destruction of property. And TV yadona, wardrobe yadona, affects production and economic activities. And it causes trauma, stress-related illnesses. My relationship or my marriages are abusive. Munye by now, anogona kutoti achatodi vanhu. Anenge atone withdrawal syndrome yekuti anokudzwa kuti ina hanchadi murume. Wabona? Because varume munorowa vanhu. Unoona matauro anenge akarohwa nemurume 1. But anenge akufila kuti vamwe varume vese ndo zvavanoita. So that's part of the trauma. It can cause disability. Some people end up losing functionality from violence, and that's true. Mufesi wangu aimundogadzira mota kwagaza wangobaya mukadzi nebanga paziso. Akabaya ari kujeri zvakapiwa 4 years. Akabaya mukadzi nebhodhoro paziso, So it affects akatoremadza munhu. It affects social fabric and tension is created in society. Then 9C, explain any 3 measures that have been taken by the government of Zimbabwe to address the problems of gender-based violence. So hurumende yakaita sei kusolve issue of gender-based violence. It has promoted women projects through the Department of Women Affairs and Women Empowerment Bank. Vakaisa futi legislation against gender-based violence. Unotosungwa mukadzi akanokumangarira kuti wamuro mbama unotosungwa. Ndakambozviita. Okay, that's a story for another day. So my courts awandiswa futi to ensure access to justice and establishment of victory-friendly courts and establishment of victory-friendly units at the police station. Sometimes unogona kuti marowana because ma issues akadai anenge ane emotions mukati, pamwe munhu anogona kumangarira nekuti akatsamwa. So mapurisa futi anoona into that. That's why they also have the victory-friendly units. Vanokugarisai pasi vokugadzirisai. So they are also like suggestion box. Suggestion books anoziva kuti unogona kungoisa report yako anonymously usingadi kuzikanwa. Ungotaura kuti pakati nepakati pari kurohwa munhu ndizvo. Yes. Yeah. So number 10, describe any 4 benefits of the mining sector in Zimbabwe. Mining sector yakakosherei, of which this is also a geo question. So kana uine information yekugeo futi, this thing unochiuraya manje. So mining yakakosha kuti it provides raw materials using for functionality of other economic sectors, and the most common point is it provides employment which gives livelihoods to people, right? Ukangoti creates employment chete awani 2 marks dzako unowana 1, but ukati it creates employment which gives people a better life or gives livelihoods to people, wakupiwa chi 2 people. So the 2 points, it's point and explanation. So there will be infrastructural development like mines, set up roads, bridges, electricity, and sometimes mines anotofoma matowns futi. Matowns amunoona zvichawanena nashurugwi, even kumwe kuna nashamba kuya. Mamwe matowns aya anenge kuna bhindura akafomwa because of mines. So that's how important it is, right? So B, explain any 3 laws which denied access to natural resources by indigenous people, by indigenous people during the Rhodesian era. Kana chiti Rhodesian era nguva yataitongwa nevarungu. Pane mitemo yakaiswa nevarungu kuti ivo vawane land yakanaka isitowana yakashata ndizvo. So pane inonzi Land Tenure Act. Land Tenure Act, ukangonyora kuti Land Tenure Act chete hatikupima mangi. So unofanira kuti udzoti Land Tenure Act yacho yange mburi yei. That is slight or small explanation ndo inoita kuti upiwe 2 marks. So unonyora kuti Land Tenure Act yakaiswa muna 1969 ndizvo. It regulated access and use. Kana chiti regulated access and use, wanga usingangowani pese pese. Waitofanira kuziva kuti une magwaro akakwana kuti uwane pekurimira chaipo. Then British Orders in Council, it created reserves in rocky poor areas, and the first reserves were what? Were Gwai and Shangani. Ndo kwakabva kwaendeswa mandebele mazhinji nemashona kugwai and Shangani ikokoko. Then varungu vatora the best land. So we have the Land Apportionment Act of 1930 to divide the land based on the race, giving reserves and infertile land to blacks. Then we have the Tribal Trust Land Act of 1965. It meant to manage black settled land, like ma blacks kwavanenge vangogara ikokoko ndizo. Vaibva vangonzigara ikoko kwaitomanage pana inzi makipi maitogara muri mune chinge chifenzi. So there's also the Land Husbandry Act of 1951, nana Ndebele Orders in Council ndizo nema tax laws mamwe akaiswa. Land Husbandry Act of 1951 yaiti regulated land access and use in what? In reserves, right? So see actually kuti examine the successes of the measures that were taken by the government of Zimbabwe to redistribute natural resources to the previously disadvantaged blacks. So ndezvipi zvakaitwa negovernment ndizvo kutiwo mablacks awane access to land. Pane indigenization policy ndeyekuempower mablacks to have ownership shares on resources. That's why we ended up having the land reform program, a land distribution. It gave access to fertile and productive land to blacks, including the fast tracked land reform yakaitika around kuma 1999 2000 hondo yeminda iyai yanga meant to empower the blacks because the land dominant yanga imbori yema-whites. So there is the Mines and Mineral Act. It allows all to have access to claims behind skin color kuti munhu wese awanawo machi the mines and the minerals and stuff, and financial assistance to mines and agricultural programs through bank loans, you know. Then last one for tonight, explain any 4 human causes of climate change in Zimbabwe. Kuti chiri kukonzeresa climate change ndechipi muZimbabwe muno ndapi ma-activities. Number 1, emission of gases into atmosphere, which creates ozone layer destruction leading to heat waves. Emission of gases into the atmosphere, like magases ari kubva kumota, magases ari kubva kumatrain, ndizo zviri kucreate ozone layer destruction. Then tine ma-veiled fires. Ma-veiled fires ari kudestroy vegetation, which is essential in maintaining climatic characteristics of an area through transpiration. So afforestation foot, deforestation yekuparadza miti iri kusiya, because miti inotipa oxygen. Urikuona miti inotora carbon dioxide yotipa oxygen. So mukatema miti, carbon dioxide ndo inenge yangosara muatmosphere, ndo zvinozokonzeresa vana climate change ivavo. So land use changes such as urbanization, mining, which may lead to environmental pollution and heat zones. So zvese izvo zviri kukonzeresa kuti kuite maheat and like climate yobva yachinja. B, describe any 3 ways in which cyclone Idai affected communities in Zimbabwe. Cyclone Idai yaka-affecta say, number 1, because yanga iri pakaitika ma-mudslides nema-heavy rainfall ndizo, there was obviously death of many people, breaking the social structure of families ndizo. Ukangoti death of many people unonyatsoti chiko, but ukazoti death of many people chibuditsa effect we-death yacho unobva wawana 2 marks. Ndo kuti munhu akadzidziswa nenizvo. Breaking the social structures of families and increasing child-headed families. Many parents died leaving behind children looking after other children, and like infrastructure was destroyed. We have my bridges, my roads, electricity, transmission lights, and due to kuti life yanga yaoma, many people ended up losing their livelihoods. Vakuita engage in crime, vakuita engage in prostitution. In most cases vana vaiti zvekuba kana kuti zvechipfambi zviya vachida ndizo vanhu vaya vanozviita nenyaya kuti vanenge vakaomerwa. So nenyaya destruction foot, people were homeless. Homes were destroyed partially or completely, making people live without shelter. So there are so many points that you can write about, but don't forget to explain in full so that you can get your full marks. So examine the success of 3 measures that were taken by the government of Zimbabwe to assist the victims of cyclone Idai. The EP successes, like Ipanema relief programs akaitika. I think you have heard the president akatofly ikokoko vakanobatsira vanhu nechikafu nechichi. So relief programs, these include giving the victims food, shelter and clothing. There was reconstruction, making an effort to reconstruct schools, bridges, homes and electricity and infrastructural development. So they even partnered with the non-governmental organizations. These played an important role in helping victims morally, financially and even psychologically. So that's it, guys. It's part of our revision. The guy to getting a foot. There are 2 and 3 before my writing my exams. I think it's a paper 1 foot in my visa. Thank you and bye bye for now.